everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Ashley. Thanks for joining me today. In today's sequence, we are going to be focusing on stretching out our feet and ankles, so I hope that you enjoy. Go ahead and meet me at the top of the mat. You might want a couple of blankets or towels. I have towels. And then a couple of blocks if you have any. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start today in Virasana, or you're going to take whatever variation of Virasana or Vajrasana that you want. If you haven't looked at my how-to tutorial yet of these two poses, I encourage you to pause this tape and go take a look at that, because I show you a lot of different variations that you can use. If not, it's fine. So I'm going to go into Vajrasana. The variation I like is I have my towels set out. I'm lining my towels up because they're not long enough. And I'm just lining them up so that my ankles are just past my towel, and then I'm putting my block in between my legs, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sit right here. So this feels really great for me. My hips are lifted, my knees are nice and supported. I have extra cushion because of my towels, and then I'm pressing into the tops of my feet. And you should be able to feel a good stretch here, and also with your ankles. Your knee joints should be feeling a nice stretch but no pain. So if you're feeling pain, please back off or find a different variation that works for you. So we want to find the position that feels best for us. Our sit bones are grounded, and we're going to soften our shoulder blades just a bit. And with our inhale, we're going to lengthen our spine, and then we're going to find an opening in our chest, a very big heart opening. We're going to lift our chest, and if you want, go ahead and close your eyes right now. This is the beginning of our sequence. Just taking a few moments to really start to bring awareness into our breath. Really becoming present, letting go of today. Or maybe it's morning time for you, and you want to set an intention. Go ahead, even if it's nighttime, setting an intention, maybe just for your practice, or maybe for the rest of the night. Whatever feels right for you, whatever brings you into this moment. Go ahead and take notice of your breath, if it's moving really quickly, if it's feeling calm and slow. Taking a few moments here to connect with yourself. And when you feel ready, we're going to slowly, with control, we're going to remove our props, if you're using any. And we're going to go into another variation of Vajrasana, Thunderbolt pose. So again, we're going to come on to what will look like tabletop pose, and we're going to tuck our feet. So our toes are planted. We're going to have our heels touch, coming together. We're slowly going to walk our hands back, and we're going to place our hands on our thighs. And so we're really waking up the energy channel in our feet right now. And all of the weight is really on the balls of our feet. Our sit bones are planted firmly on our heels, and our weight is evenly distributed. So go ahead and take some notice of that. If your weight's a little bit to the left or the right, maybe you have to rock back and forth a little bit just to find that like sweet balance spot. And this can be a really intense pose if you're not used to it. So if you need to take a break, go ahead and just walk forward, untuck your toes, and just take a moment to rest your feet. This pose is a very intense pose. Specifically for me, I can't hold it for very long. Just given the structure of my feet, it just doesn't feel good. But it is very, very good for your feet. But if it's causing any pain or discomfort, please come out of it. All right, couple more minutes. Sorry, not minutes, breaths. I don't think I can hold this for a few more minutes. It's really intense for me. Okay, and when you're ready, we're gonna come on out to this, and we're gonna go into a low squat. So instead, I know before we've done kind of like a traditional yogi squat like this, but because we're gonna focus on our ankles and feet today, we're gonna do a low squat, but we're gonna come to our tiptoes. So if you wanna put your hands out in front of you for a moment, just to find that balance, we're gonna come up onto our tiptoes. We're gonna have our hands in prayer. We're lifting our belly so our core is engaged. And slowly, with control, when you feel ready and you found your balance, we're going to stay on our tiptoes, but we're going to come all the way up into mountain pose. Again, we're on our tiptoes. So a little bit different than traditional mountain, but we're really working on strengthening our ankles and our feet today. So balance poses, they're key for strengthening ankles and feet. So we just want to focus on that, finding a gaze that works for you. Maybe it's straight ahead, maybe it's up. Again, the farther up you look, the harder a balance pose is going to be. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly come down. Our feet are going to be planted. We're going to bring our hands up, and we're going to exhale. Fall forward. We're going to halfway lift. And when you're ready, we're going to come back down to our low squat on our tiptoes. So we're just going to repeat that movement one more time. So again, finding that balance on your tiptoes. We're engaging our core, so lifting our belly. Our arms are in prayer, or maybe you want to bring them out in front of you. Maybe you want to bring them out to a T. Whatever feels right for you. I tend to gravitate towards prayer pose, but any position of your hands is right. Okay, and when you are feeling ready and sturdy, I'm going to encourage you to slowly, with control, lift up, slow, 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 all the way up into mountain pose. Again, we're on our tiptoes. We're engaging our belly. Our legs are engaged. We're focused on one point that isn't moving to help steady our balance. Really finding that gaze. And when you're ready, go ahead and lower down to mountain pose. Maybe you want to shake out your feet for a moment. My legs always get really tired on my tiptoes. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale our arms up and exhale. We're going to fall forward. And we're going to inhale, halfway lift. And then we're going to come down to easy pose. So easy pose looks a lot like crisscross applesauce, but one of the legs is on top of the other. So a pretty traditional meditative stance right there. So I'm going to shift over here so that you can see the side. And so for easy pose, we're going to interlace our fingers in between our toes, which might seem a little weird, but we're going to do it. Okay? And if this is too intense for you to like place every finger in between every toe, just start out with your two peace fingers with your big toe and then the next toe that's right next to your big toe. And start with that. So, and we're going to do this to both sides. So maybe you need some support. Your hands need to support each other. For some reason, it's easier for me to do it by myself with my right hand, which is weird because I'm left-handed. And so we're really just focusing on opening up our toes right now. And maybe you want to give yourself, with your thumbs, a nice little foot massage while you're opening up your toes. We're really just stretching our toes out. That isn't something that happens very often, you know. You don't usually like sit down and like spread your toes apart, but it's really important. It's really important for your balancing poses, you know, like when we do tree pose, I'm instructing you to like lift your toes and open them and then set them back down. That really helps with your grip and support and really strengthening your feet. So a few more minutes, and maybe towards the end you want to bring your fingers from out of being interlaced with your toes and just really massaging the tops of your feet, your fascia, which is the skin of your feet right here. Feels really good. Don't forget about that under. Okay. And when you feel ready, we're going to come, and now we're going to cross our one foot over the other. It doesn't matter which leg is on top, we're going to do both. So you want to align your knees up together, and a good way to do this if you're struggling, if you come forward, it naturally pushes your knees to align. So coming forward and then sitting back down. And you really want to make sure you're going to maybe have to move some meat around. If you got a booty like I do, you really got to push that flesh away to really ground down and sit. And it's important that your weight is evenly distributed. So depending on what leg you have on top, maybe your weight is naturally to the left and maybe it's naturally to the right. So kind of just moving back and forth again and finding that neutral spot where you're really grounded down on both ends. And so you should be feeling a great like hip stretch right here. And if you want to stay here, that's awesome. If you want a little bit more intense of a stretch, go ahead and inhale, lengthen, and then exhale. Maybe you're right here. Maybe you want to crawl out a little bit farther. The only thing I ask for today is that you're not dropping your head, but I actually want you to keep your head aligned with your neck. That way it's kind of like a straight line. Your spine, your neck, and your head are all aligned right now. Really feeling that hip stretch. Remembering to breathe. Your gaze is a couple feet out in front of you on the floor. And when you're ready, go ahead. Slowly with control, come back up. And we're going to switch legs. So now for me, my left leg is going to come on top. Again, it's helpful to come forward and then to slowly, with control, come back. And again, like right now, I can feel my body like tilting to the left. Like all of my weight is kind of dumping on the left. So I'm really going to kind of move my cheeks out of the way, rocking back and forth, and kind of finding that middle ground where everything is feeling even and supported. Again, if you want to just sit here, that's great. If you want to walk your hands out a little bit, or maybe even deeper. Whatever feels right for you. We're going to sit here for a few breaths. Again, this is really for your hips right now. Opening that up. if this is too intense for you, it's fine. You don't have to do this pose today. Okay, so now we're going to come to tabletop, neutral tabletop right here. And when you're ready, we're going to tuck our toes, and with our exhale, we're going to push back to down dog. But for today, we're going to keep our legs bent, or our knees bent. So again, engaging the belly, your hands are firmly planted. And then I want you to straighten your right leg and then bending your left leg. So you're really feeling a stretch right now in the back of your right hamstring and through your Achilles right here. You should be feeling that a lot. And when you're ready, go extend your left leg out, and now your right leg is bent. Again, feeling that hamstring, the Achilles on the left side, really stretched out. And we're just going to do this a few more times, one leg at a time, and slowly with control. A couple more times. When you're ready, maybe you want to go up onto your tiptoes for a moment, holding there. I really like this stretch. Bending all the way down. Maybe you're dumping your chest a little bit while you're on your tiptoes. This is another favorite of mine. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly, with control, we're going to walk our feet up so that we're in a forward fold. And again, maybe your knees are bent. And let's come, link our arms together and just rock side to side, ragdoll. Keeping your legs nice and bent today. We're really focusing on supporting our ankles and feet, and not so much about how deep of a stretch we can get. And when you're ready, slowly with control, working our way up vertebrae by vertebrae up to mountain pose. And when you're ready, we're going to run through Sun Salutation A 3 times. So go ahead and do that to your own breath. So we're going to inhale up, exhale, fall forward, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, jump or step back. We're doing knees, chest, chin to low cobra. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. And we're resting here for about 5 breaths. So again, taking note that your feet are planted. Maybe they're not touching the floor, but your toes are planted. And then kind of bringing awareness into where the weight is hitting your hands. It's really natural for the weight to kind of dump out onto your pinky and your outer palm, but in reality, you really want the weight to be more on your index finger and your thumb. Again, you want it evenly distributed, but you really want to take note of the weight and the index and the thumb, because it's just so natural for the weight to dump out onto the sides. And again, your core is engaged, so your belly is lifted. Traditionally, your gaze, or your dristi, as they like to call it, is on your actual navel button. But wherever is fine for you. It's not a big deal. As long as your gaze is steady, it can be wherever you want. Okay, and when you're ready, with your exhale, you're going to look up, and you're either going to jump or step. I'm going to step today. We're going to inhale, lengthen, exhale, fall forward, and inhale up, exhale to mountain. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale, fall forward, inhale, halfway lift, flat back, exhale, jump or step back. If you're stepping back, step back with the opposite foot now. I have no idea what foot I stepped with last time, but if you can remember that, go ahead. Maybe you're doing the traditional chaturanga this round. To upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead, steady your breath, taking awareness. Your breath is probably moving kind of fast right now. We're building heat. And when you're ready on your next exhale, you're going to look up. You're going to jump or step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale. Exhale to mountain. One last time, we're going to inhale up. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back. Exhale to your knees, chest, chin, low cobra. Exhale, push back. Okay, on this resting pose, let's go ahead and do a nice big inhale with audible exhale. So inhale, exhaling. One more time, big inhale, exhale. Letting go of today, of work, whatever you had going on. I know I had a long day today. And when you're ready, we're going to exhale. Jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, falling forward. Inhale, up. And exhale, mountain pose. So now we're going to go into tree pose. So let's go ahead and let's start on our left side. Why not? So we're going to shift our weight into our left leg. Again, we're going to lift our toes up and separate them, and then we're going to plant them. And so again, whatever variation of tree you feel like getting into today, that's where you're at. Maybe you're doing a kickstand. Maybe you're at your calf. Maybe you're going all the way up. Woo! And when you find your balance, go ahead. Maybe you're a prayer. Maybe you're growing your tree. Whatever you want for today. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly, with control, go from tree to eagle pose. So we're going to bend our left knee. We're going to wrap our right leg around. Again, maybe you're just setting it right here. That's awesome. We're going to put our arms in the eagle. So we're going to cross them over, and let's see, our left arm is going to be underneath our right arm. And we're looking, our gaze is straight past our hands. So we're kind of looking beyond them, even though they're kind of blocking our sight a little bit. Again, we're taking note that both of our knees are bent. Our navel is engaged. Again, maybe you want to play with your arm movement up and down, back and forth, getting that shoulder stretch. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly, with control, we're going to come out. We're going to shake that out. Whew. I'm feeling out of breath from that. Okay, and now we're going to go into our right side. So go ahead and we're going to put all of our weight onto our right leg. We're lifting our feet, separating them, and we're bringing them back down so we got a nice solid grip on the mat with our feet. Again, whatever variation you're choosing today for tree is perfectly fine. Maybe you want to get up against a wall, or maybe like by a chair that you can hold on to. Whatever's up, whatever you have accessible to you. That's like the beauty of home practice, is just kind of making it work with what you have and getting creative. And if you fall out, you fall out. Balance pose, they vary from day to day. Sometimes I can stay in tree, it seems like all day. Sometimes I struggle to stay in it for like 5 seconds. It really just depends. And again, not becoming attached to whatever variation you choose. Maybe you slowly grow your tree. again, with control, we're going to move into eagle pose. So we're going to bend our right leg now, and we're going to cross our left leg over. Maybe you're wrapping your leg fully. Woo! That threw me off a little. Wrapping your leg fully, and then we're going to come into eagle arms, so extending out to T, and then we're going to cross our right arm underneath our left, and our gaze is straight ahead. Engaging that core, both of our knees are bent, really strengthening our right ankle and foot. Really should feel it at the arch of your foot. I'm feeling it a lot. And when you're ready with control, go ahead, come out, woo, and we're shaking that out. I can really feel it. Can always feel it a lot, that arch underneath. It's really strengthening for your foot and your ankle. It's awesome. Okay, and when you're ready, we're going to come again to the top of our mat, and we're going to come to Warrior Two. So I stepped back with my left leg. Whatever leg you stepped back with, cool. That is correct. We're going to do both sides, so don't even worry about it. Again, we're taking note that our left foot is planted, our pinky toe is on the mat, our left leg is fully engaged, our gaze is straight past our arms, our shoulders are nice and relaxed. We can check that by flipping our palms and then flipping them back. Again, we really want to focus on our knee being right over our ankle, not like over it, but parallel. So we're holding it here, really engaging our core. Couple more breaths. This is one of those poses where it's like, it's really hard to hold. Like, it's really tiring. Both on your thighs for me and my arms. Sometimes my arms just feel like dead weight. I'm like, come on. All right, so we're going to come up straight, and then we're going to turn, and we're going to do it on the other side. So again, just the opposite side of whatever you just had going on. So now for me this time, I'm taking note of my right leg being back, that my right pinky toe is on the mat, that my left knee isn't dumping into the right, but I'm actually using the inner thigh muscle to push it out. Again, core is engaged, I'm lifted, my gaze is past my middle finger, shoulder blades are relaxed, and of course breathing. The most important part of yoga, breathing. And if you need a break, if I'm holding this for too long, just go ahead and kick straight. Just doing this makes a world of a difference. Take a couple breaths, and then just sink back into it. There's no shame. I do that all the time in class. It's really hard to hold Warrior Two for a long time. It takes practice. So just be kind to yourself. Okay. And when you're ready, we're going to come to the top of our mat. Whew. Let's shake that out. Okay. And when you're ready, we're going to come to a high squat this time. So we're going to step back. So we're going to face the side of our mat. We're going to kind of pigeon toe our feet out a little because we're going to come to a squat. And then because we're focusing on our feet and ankles, we're going to inhale, lift our right leg, exhale, come down. And then inhale, lift our left, so we're on our tiptoes, exhale, come down. We're going to do this a few times, probably like 5 times, to your own breath. Inhaling up, exhale, down. Inhale up, exhale, down. Inhale up, exhale, down. So just a few times to your own breath. I think we probably have a couple more. I have no idea. One of these days I'm going to learn how to count and talk at the same time. And it's going to be a glorious day. Okay, and when you're ready, we're going to inhale both. Tiptoes. Whew. Maybe you're shaking. I know I am. A couple more breaths. Engage that core. Lift that belly. Straighten the spine. Lift the chest. Whew. All right, let's shake that out. Oh my gosh. Okay. And when you're ready, we're going to meet at the top of the mat. Okay, so we're going to do a variation of Sun Salutation B, but go ahead and watch me as we do it, because it's not a full Sun B. We're actually going to come up into a high lunge instead of our warriors. So we're going to inhale to chair pose, exhale, fall forward, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, chaturanga, whatever that looks like for you. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. We're going to lift our right leg and we're going to come up into high lunge. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So we're taking note of our left foot. It's engaged. We're really kicking back, kicking that straight. Our core is engaged. Again, our right knee is aligned with our ankle. And when you're ready, we're going to bring our hands down. We're going to shift our left foot and we're going to come to side angle. So our gaze is just up past this finger right here, or my left hand. Sorry, I get really confused with left and right. And when you're ready, we're going to bring that down. We're going to come into high plank, and we're going to do our chaturanga. So whatever that looks like for you today, we're exhale, pushing back. And now this time we're inhaling our left leg up. We're bringing it forward, and with our inhale, with control, nice and slow, we're coming up into our high lunge. So this time we're taking note of our right leg. This is our kickstand leg. So really taking note of where our knee is, straightening that out. Whew, I'm getting tired. We're engaging our core. Now we're taking note that our left knee is parallel to our left ankle. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly, with control, come down. We're shifting our right foot over so that it's planted. We're putting our left hand down on the mat. And with our inhale, we're bringing our right arm up and over to extended side angle. Again, our gaze is traditionally at the top of our middle finger. And we're breathing. Okay, and when you're ready, we're going to come to high plank, doing our chaturanga. Exhale, push back. And we're going to rest for 5 breaths. Really staying still. Whew. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, you're going to look up, jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, falling forward. Inhale, we're coming to chair pose. Exhale to mountain pose. And so now we're going to come back to mountain pose on our tiptoes. Again, wanting to strengthen those ankles and the arches of our feet. Whew. Okay. Took me a moment to get steady. And when you're ready, I want you to bring your arms out to a T. And with your inhale, You're going to lift your arms up. The ceiling's not high enough for me to like extend my arms fully straight, but if you have that, go for it. And then we're going to exhale down. Again, we're in mountain pose, but we're on our tippy toes. So inhaling our arms up, exhaling, coming to T. Inhale, arms up, exhale, arms down. We're going to do this about five times. And if this is hurting your knees, go ahead and keep your feet planted. That's fine. We really just want to focus on our arm work right now. Keeping our feet planted and engaged. Really rooting down. Okay. And come back down off your tiptoes. Maybe you want to shake that out a little bit. We're going to do another round, but our arms are going to be out in front of us this time. So again, we're going to inhale, lift to our tiptoes, and then, so this time it's a little bit different. We're going to inhale, sit, exhale, stand, and we're staying on our tiptoes, so a lot of balancing right here. Inhale, sit, exhale, stand. Do about 5 of these. I think this is 3, 4, and 1 more, you guys. 5. Awesome. Whew. And for our finishing pose today, we're going to go right back to where we started. So we're going to go to Virasana. So whatever variation you want, again, go ahead and do that. So I'm going to bring my my towels back out. I'm going to line them together. I'm going to push them back a little bit. Line them together. I'm having my ankles fall just past them. Setting up my block between my legs. Moving my calf flesh out of the way. And hands are on top of the thighs, lifting the belly, softening the shoulder blades, finding that heart opener. And let's go ahead and close our eyes. We're going to end our practice the same way that we started today. And I really just want you to take the time to show kindness and love to yourself and thank yourself for showing up today on the mat and completing the sequence. I know it wasn't an easy one. It's very tiring. All of those balancing poses. That's hard work, and you did it. Like, that's awesome. I'm proud of myself too. It's super hot down here. I'm sweating. It's like 100 degrees today in Portland. I'm so over this heat wave. But you know what? I showed up, and I was so tired after work. You guys, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to show up on my mat today. And I'm really happy that I did. I'm really happy. So I just want to thank you again for joining me. I'll see you next week. Namaste.